So we do have a little bit of emotion, and we're going to share that motion and how we let them move freely from one formation into another. And then we're going to show you a couple of our set plays. I'm a play guy too. I believe in plays. But plays are only good as if diagonal bump is that a defense could do. All right, the more your man-up players understand the defenses and what advantages it presents itself, the better off you're going to be. Another thing is we want a great shot. All right, we're looking for great shots in man-up. We're not looking for that first shot that somebody gets their hands free and they think it's their right to shoot the ball. All right, I think one of the things that you can do as a coach in regard to shooting is you got to take a look at how many shots you're shooting for today. All right, we like to get between 40 and 50 shots in a game. All right, that's pretty good. You know, some of you might say 30 is a good shot, but whatever you're getting, all right, who should be shooting those shots? Have you ever sat down and said, you know, we're going to get 47 shots today, or 45? Now, you saw the kid there was a pretty talented kid, Bradman, is coming back, and we're very fortunate he's coming back here his senior year. All right? Now, if I said everybody on the team's got a free reign to shoot, and Sam Bradman only gets 3 shots today, that's bad coaching. All right? Your best players, your best shooters, got to take the majority of the shots. Obviously, everybody has to be able to shoot, but I think sometimes, especially in man-up, we say, hey, if your hands are free from 14, go ahead and rip it. We're not going to. We got a couple guys we don't want them shooting for 14. All right? So who do you want to shoot shots? What's their range? In practice, we have a little arc, like the women's arc. A little 11 yard. We put it out at 11 yards. It's got 45-degree angles on our grass field. And some guys, they have no right to shoot outside that arc, but it really teaches them where is that 11-yard mark. All right, where's that 45-degree angle? Now, Sam's a pretty good shooter. He's got about a 14 green light. If he shoots for 15, he's going to get a little bit of rubbing pretty hard because he's shot outside his range. So shoot the shots that are good shots. Don't shoot the first shot 14 seconds into a man-up because you got your hands free from 14 yards. All right, we want to work. The second thing here is to get the ball inside. We saw a lot of inside goals there in the highlight film. We believe in dunks, not three-pointers. All right, we believe that that's the key to being a great lacrosse team. All right, we believe in having 80% of our goals assisted. All right, those are 2 of our philosophies and goals on offense. And to do that, it's going to allow you to get the ball inside and shoot a higher percentage. Another one of our philosophies in man-up is that we want to force rotations. All right, we want to make the defense get out of their formation or their shape, all right? And we want them to have to rotate. Whether it's a 4-man rotation or forcing them into a 5-man rotation, we don't want them holding their spots. We don't want one guy playing 2 guys. We want to make them rotate. Now, obviously, a lot of drills that we do teaches kids how to force rotations. So some of the stuff that we've talked about before here in previous conventions, the small-sided 3-on-2s, 4-on-3s, 5-on-4s, all right? We do a lot of that because it teaches them how to force rotations. Now, one thing that we started doing the last 2 years to add to this is a lot of you guys probably do 3-on-2s and 4-on-3s, but we do them in really tight space. But this year, to that part of our practice, we added a 6-on-5 segment. Now, it wasn't 6-on-5 man-up, man-down teams. It was just the next 6 guys in a row, the next 5 guys on defense. You're in tight space 6-on-5. All right? Boom, boom, boom. You get a shot, next group's in. And that drill helped us, I think, become a little bit better at making people rotate also. But traditionally, we had never done that. We've been doing that a lot more, and it's teaching our philosophy of motion man-up better to the entire team. Again, the rotations, the spacing. Now, these next couple things are here. Do not let one man guard 2. Now, that's one of our cardinal sins. In a lot of high school teams, they'll sit in a 2-on-2 zone defense. All right, those top corners or bottom corners. That bottom corner guy's covering your guy at X, and he's fake sliding, he's covering a guy in the wing. We can't let a guy do that. You can't let one guy play 2. All right, that means you guys got to have good sticks, and you got to be able to move the ball. But that's critical. Now, in regard to the rotations, don't let one guy guard 2. That fits into our zone offensive philosophy also. All right? And another thing I hope you can take away from today from this is, man, they do a lot at Salisbury, and they move the ball and they change formations on man up. But man, I saw them play zone offense and it was the same thing. Our man up philosophy is very, very close to what we do on our zone offense. Don't let one guy guard two, force rotations, dodge a short stick after a pass. So when we're practicing zone offense, a man up offense, we're also becoming a pretty good zone team. And we've been pretty effective at dealing against zones because, again, we want all our offensive players to kind of know all the man-up plays. All right? Not just those 6 or 7 guys that you're working over there and send everybody to the other end. If you're going to play 2 midfields, that second midfield needs to know the man-up plays. All right? So if you go in and you play against the zone, man, you run a 3-3 quick hitter into 1-4-1, and that gets you into your zone offense, they know how to do it. Practice plays against zone defensive schemes. So we do that in practice. We practice our plays and we run them against zone defenses also, as I just mentioned. The next part is, again, the education of the man-up player. All right? Does your guy know what a 4-man rotation is? All right, a lot of kids, when they're growing up, especially if they'll go from areas not good coaching, or maybe it's a situation where it's just one coach, they have no idea what a 4-man rotation is versus a 5-man rotation. And what the better looks are. Now, I can't sit here and educate you on what a zone defense does, or a man-down defense, but they've got to understand, what do we do in a shutoff? What do we do against a 5-man rotation in our play? Where's the looks versus the other? And then, obviously, if you're going to play against some shutoff, and we're going to talk about it a little bit, you got to be prepared for shutoff. All right? And all the things we're talking about today, again, is to leave no stones unturned. All right? We're man up. There's 30 seconds left in the game. All right? What are we going to do? We're 2 men up. All right? Instead of sitting on the sidelines, hey, we're 2 men up, or it's 5-on-4. What are we going to do? Well, I think maybe 1-3-1's a good idea. No. You've already done all that stuff in practice. They know exactly what they're going to do in a game. Now, again, the education of the man-up players, here we are in a locker room. We got the whiteboard going. We had some video going, and we're talking about the team we're playing, 4-man, 5-man rotation, what the looks are going to be, reviewing those, and what plays are probably going to work in that game or that day. Now, this last thing we'll do, you can see these guys, and I think this is just huddling up, getting focused for them. This is a great opportunity right now. We are man up, all right? Now, not only does this get the group together on the same page at meeting at the top of the box, and we picked this up from somebody a couple years ago, but man, everybody knows what's going on. Hey, we're going motion to the play, back to motion. We're running 14, we're going into motion, and then we're going to play it out. All right? They know, everybody knows what's going on. And we do that on every man-up play throughout the season. Now, some basic man-up jargon, or just a couple things that happen in man-up, just to be familiar, again, is the education of the man-up player. All right? Gaps. Where are the gaps depending on what formation you're playing against? Now, right here, they're playing a 5-man rotation. When a guy rotates off the crease, if that's how they're sliding and we're going into the game, where are going to be the gaps to step into? All right? And what are we going to look at today that's going to get us in those gaps depending on what we're going to face? Kids need to know what a gap is. Now, the second thing here is skip lanes. All right? Now, when we're playing, you'll see some of these plays that you're going to see live action. You'll see, man, the crease just dove. He took the crease out of there. Man, they skipped the ball to the backside. I believe in skip passes. All right? I know a lot of coaches don't like to take the risk, but if you're practicing them all the time, all right, it's amazing, all right, the looks that you're going to get based on kids looking for